why are people afraid of self-reflection? You guys just answered, like, both of your stories are very similar. It all started with looking in the mirror, self-reflection, looking at myself, saying, hey, I'm not happy with this. I need to make a change. But why are a lot of people afraid to look? Either one of you ladies can go first.
If the path was easy, everybody would take it.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a challenge. It wouldn't be a challenge. It wouldn't be like a mission or something to strive for, right? If there's any challenge. So I think that's the thing. I think people finally do it when they're tired of being tired.
Okay. I like that. Offrey?
I think a lot of people are afraid to look in the mirror and look at themselves, and they're more afraid of that. They're afraid of what other people will see. What other people think of them. If they're not happy with what they see, oh my God, what will my friend will tell me about me? What my neighbors, what my mom, what my uncle, people are so scared of the peer pressure.
I like that. I'm actually going to add something in here, and you guys might challenge it, so it's going to make good conversation. I think a lot of times people are afraid to look at themselves because they might see failure. And I'm not saying failure in a negative way, but like, how did I get here? More as a sense. And sometimes it's very scary to look at yourself to say, I've been in this relationship, I'm unhappy, and then you have to look at that. And that can be very like demoralizing for anybody in a long-term relationship, short-term relationship, having to look at the ugly side. So a lot of times it becomes easier to ignore it, to say, let me just ignore this. I'll stay in this relationship. I'll figure it out, instead of acknowledging the problem, to say, I don't think this person's really for me. Especially when you've invested time and energy and all those other things. Who wants to admit that they're losing in that situation?
Yeah. Did you want it to go or? Yeah, no, I think not a lot of people, it's not a comfortable conversation to have with yourself, but it does start something, is the conversation with yourself. I think we do need to have those harsh conversations with ourselves to be able to look things for what they are, right? And not like just kind of put the roses colored glasses or anything like that. Yeah, exactly, right? But yeah, I think it comes down to knowing yourself. And if you don't know, ignorance is bliss in a sense, but you can't beat yourself up too hard when you tried your best with the knowledge that you had at the time. Like hindsight is always 20/20. And then once you're able to evaluate that and then see, okay, this is where I went wrong, or this is the direction, or maybe, and most of the time is when, have you listened to yourself? I realize in my past is because all the times I did not listen to myself. I did not, when I actually had the answer, I doubted myself, I questioned, or, you know what I mean? When I actually was able to make some calculations but I was just, the reality of it was just not, didn't want to face it, I guess. Yeah.
I like that. Offrey?
I think a lot of people are scared to look at their self-reflection because they're afraid that the flaws that they see, their partner, their future partner, or the people that they go on a date to, will immediately notice. And also it's scary to look at it because it means, I need to actually, if I see it, I need to work it. So it's a lot easier to tuck it in and not worry about it. Nobody would see it, but it'll come again and again. It will be a repetitive pattern in every relationship that you're going into. If you're refusing, you kind of avoid it. I won't do the work. I would not notice there. It's there. It's part of who you are. And if you don't work to fix it, it'll just come again and again. And it'll interfere with every relationship that you were going to go into.
Yeah.
I love that. See, that's why I was throwing out some bonus questions here. But you guys answered them very well. So